Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon on this beautiful and chilly Tuesday afternoon. I am Portia Wheatley. I am the founder and the president of a nonprofit organization acknowledged as Trophy of Life Incorporated, where we have the opportunity, the privilege, and the God assignment to render hope and encouragement to you, our audience, across the whole wide world. And I am so grateful to God to be able to be his instrument. And he has equipped me. He has empowered me. He has given me the strength, ability, and the wherewithal to do what I do. And I kind of like it because it's always about rendering hope and encouragement to individuals who may have lost hope, who already have hope and they have it so much so they have it running over in their salsa that they can give out. And I just want to say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for the opportunity to do so. Well, before we go any further, I want to make sure, or let's say it this way, I want to put out the invitation for you to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Subscribe so that you will be a part of our team to take the messages that we bring to you across this platform, take it to the four corners of the world, of the earth, of the world, of the universe. So I'm just so grateful that I can extend that invitation to you. And I pray that you would accept it and go to our YouTube channel to subscribe, or even just to replay what you hear and what you see on today and previous times that we brought messages of hope to this platform. It's all about you becoming a part of the team. So we're grateful. Well, today I take the great opportunity to welcome our guest on today in the person of Ann Brooks. She kind of mixes me up sometimes because she's either Ruby Brooks or Ann Brooks, but today she's going to be Ann Brooks. But she has a great message of an experience that she's had, and I just want her to share from her heart. I love it because it's almost like the metamorphosis of a butterfly becoming who and what God has made them to be. And this woman has come out. Matter of fact, today she's kind of like out of her comfort zone, but we're going to work with her. We're going to flow with her. She has found her voice. She has conquered some of her fears. She has become empowered, and she refuses, exclamation point. She refuses to go back to where she was. And this is in addition to her being a widow. But today she's not necessarily just speaking out of her widow experience. In addition to, she's speaking to every woman that have hidden their voice, hidden who God has made them to be. And today she's on this platform to break out of those chains, to break out of all of that has held her back. And today, Ann, I want to welcome you to this platform. Do what you do, say from your heart whatever Holy Spirit has given it, however he's given it to you. All right?
Thank you so much, Portia. Just like you said, I'm an introvert, so I'm going to try to make it work and without tears. But I want to talk about hope because it's all about HOPE. Hold on, pain ends. I can't tell you when. We know joy comes in the morning, but when, we don't know. But I just want to give you a little insight first, Portia, about this empowered widow, which I have on. Let me see if I can stand up and just check out my t-shirt.
That sweater, yeah. That girl, you go.
Empowered widow. And I thank you, Portia, for this t-shirt that you blessed me with. See if I can get this back up here. But I want to give you just a little bit of insight because I believe God is positioning me for a blessing to a lot of women and even men out there that have lost their voice. I'm going to give you just a little trip down memory lane. And this starts with my widowhood, because to get to the good news, I got to go back there for just a little. I met my husband 40 plus years ago. And when I met my husband, I did not care for him at all. I met him in a department store. My cousin Rhonda had given him my phone number, and I just walked away and I just let it be. But he was supposed to call me that night. He didn't call me. I waited. I think it was about a week went by. Still no call. And like I said, he worked at this department store. So I ended up going back up to that department store. Didn't have any money, wasn't going shopping, but I was looking for him because I was home thinking about him. Security guard in this uniform. And back there in the 70s, everything was tight. You know, Portia, how the guys are wearing the skinny jeans now and the fitted shirts, where they were wearing them back in the 70s. And he was tall and he was looking good. I was like, I'm gonna go back up to the store. Went back up to the store. He was there talking. So I walked around, but I could feel his eyes on me. So I walked around. Then as I was getting ready to leave the store, he asked me, how have I been? And I said to him, if you had called me, you would have known how I have been. So he said, you act like you weren't interested, so I just didn't call you. I said to Arnold, that's my husband's name. I said, well, I am interested. Do you still have my phone number? He said, yes. And he called me that night, and he never stopped calling me in the 40 plus years that we have been together. Never stopped seeing me. Every single day I would see Arnold. And this is where, when my husband transitioned, because Arnold did everything for me. And like we talked before, and I'll bring that up a little bit down the, further into it. I don't drive. My husband took me everywhere that I went. I didn't have to depend on any kind of public transportation for anything. My husband did the bills. My husband did everything. I raised the kids. I did work, but still Arnold was there and took care of everything. So on the day that my husband transitioned and he had left out the house, he went to the doctor's to pick up his glasses. He was supposed to come right back. Arnold always called me. Like I said before, he calls me for everything. I was waiting for him to call me. I didn't get a phone call. So I'm calling him to trying to find out, what's going on, what's taking him so long. I'm fussing in the background. I'm cooking breakfast for him. He says, I'll be right back, 20 minutes. I said, okay, I'll have breakfast for you when you get back. But no phone call. No Arnold back.
Okay.
The phone call that I did receive, it wasn't from Arnold. It was from someone telling me, your husband has collapsed. He went into cardiac arrest and we're trying to revive him. And when they said revived him, I just snapped. I just fell apart. I just totally just lost it when they said, we're trying to revive your husband. Meet us down at the hospital. When I met them down there, Arnold was already gone. That's when I lost hope. That's when I lost everything. I mean, there was no visible, I couldn't visualize myself without my husband. One of the first things I said when they told me that Arnold had transitioned, it was, I can't make it. And they might have thought that I meant financially, I can't make it. I meant, I can't make it. I can't make it without Arnold. What was I going to do without my husband for all these years? I couldn't think of anything that I knew how to do. I had no identity, Portia. I was like a mother, a wife. I didn't even know what Ruby liked. But you know what?
That hope.
Hope. This is where hope comes in, because and I'm not ashamed to say it, I was angry with God. I was mad. He took my husband. I was so mad that anything that you could have said to me, I did not want to listen. I don't care what scripture you would have brought to me. It was nothing that you could say to me that was going to ease my pain of, losing my husband. But it wasn't until I surrendered and gave it all to God is when I found hope.
Hope.
Is when I found hope. I mean, you got to give it to God, regardless. That's the only thing that brought me through the depression. I was on every pill that you could think of. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I wouldn't leave my house for 7 months. I sat in a chair for 7 months, depressed. Can you believe 7 months?
And that's what being hopeless would do.
Yes. And I know I'm speaking to some women or men that felt the same way that I did. Not until I gave it to God, like I said before, is when I just said, God, just take this hurt away from me. Just give me a sign of what you want me to do.
Yep. And that hope comes in every time.
You should see me now.
And then here comes the hope.
You should see me now because I'm all over the place. I'm so busy. I don't even know this new me now. I am in school for Christian ministry. And people say to me, what are you going to school for? To be a minister? I'm like, Holy Spirit, lead me. I don't know what God wants me to do with this that I'm doing. But what I do know is ministry is defined as anything that you do for the glory of God. And I am a facilitator for grief ministry. Now, look, me, the one who was in the house for 7 months, me, the one that was depressed and on all kinds of medicines. And now here I am, a facilitator, talking to women and men and telling them about the glory of God and telling them, just stay focused.
Stay focused.
Joy will come. Yes, Portia.
So how did you find your voice? How did you find your voice?
You know what I did? I wanted to, because going through this depression, and I was so lonely after I left Arnold, and what happened was, when you lose a loved one, you have all the company, you get all the phone calls, and all of a sudden everything stops. That's the most horrible feeling that you could ever have. And I promise God, if you just lead me in the direction that I need to go, I'm going to make sure that it's never another person that's going to have to be as lonely as I was. So I decided that I was going to do something to let other widows and widowers know.
Just women in general.
Women in general, especially women.
Yes.
That you do not have to be stuck. I mean, there is life after death. We don't want to think this.
Hold that thought for a moment. There is life after death. Now, you're a widow and you speak about losing a spouse. However, just the general public, a woman in general, they can literally have death in their emotions, death in their spirit, death in different, different ways of defining death or lifeless or hopeless.
Yes.
But the good part about it is what you did to bring this to the new Ruby Ann Brooks.
Yes, Ruby Ann Brooks. And, just like you said, grief comes in a whole lot of ways. It could be a divorce. It could be loss of a job. It could be any kind of grief that could put you in a hopeless situation. Mine just happened to be the devastation of losing my spouse that got me into that stuck position where I didn't want to do anything. I had lost every hope and every desire. I didn't even want to get my hair done. I didn't even want to get my nails done. I barely got out the bed. I barely got in the shower. Real stuff, I just lost it all. But luckily,
Not
I
luckily.
found, by the grace of God, Portia, that I was able to lift myself back up with his help and start a brand new life. I'm walking into my new season. I'm running. I'm running. I just see promotion all over. For me.
Absolutely. Oh, that is wonderful. And when you can acknowledge that you see it, someone said you have to see it before you see it. It sounds like an oxymoron, but you got to see it before you can see it. And when you can do that, you can speak life to your situation. Yes. And, we don't always have to wait until whether it's a preacher or some type of leader or someone else to speak life to you. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. You have a tongue, so you speak life. It is amazing.
That's right. And you know what, because I was afraid to just, like you said before, I was afraid to step out the box. But I always say to myself, don't leave your gift in fear or doubt.
Say that again.
Don't leave your gift in fear or doubt. And I know I'm gifted. I know I have a calling. And it was up to me to birth it. And this is what I'm doing. I'm birthing my calling. It's so many things that I thought I couldn't do. I mean, you've already talked to me about, you need to get your license. I'm going to get my license. I was telling everybody I'm afraid to get in the pool. I want to do some water aerobic. I want to get this weight off. All these fears I am conquering. This is 2023 coming up. I am ready. I am ready to live again, Portia.
That is wonderful. Look, everyone that's listening, let's applaud Anne for the fact that she is ready to live. And when you get to that point of being ready to live, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Oh, that is so amazing. That gets other people excited.
17 months ago, Portia, I did not want to live. 17 months ago, I looked in my son's eyes and he asked me, this is when Arnold transitioned. He asked me, Mommy, how can I help you? I said to him, all I want to do is close my eyes and never wake up again. And this is what I said to my child. But look how selfish that was. He had just lost his dad, my daughter, Adrian, and my son, Corey. They had just lost their dad. And here I'm talking about, I just want to lay down and go to sleep. That was just 17 months that my whole life had just changed. I mean, it was turned upside down. But look where God has brought me in 17 months. How
are you going to make me? As Dr. Noreen Davis would say, you're going to make me run.
Oh my God. And I just love Dr. Noreen Davis and Dr. Elder and Dora Smith. And they have just been a tremendous blessing to me, I'm in these widow groups and we encourage each other. And I just want to be there for other women to let them know and see. We're all grieving differently though. I'm not going to say you should be this way in 17 months. No, because
absolutely not.
It's no time on, it just happened that I am, it just happened that I've gotten here. And I still have my trigger moments. Just like in school, when I registered for school, the first thing I said after I registered, I'm not going to be doing, I can't do this. I haven't been in school in a while. I'm not going to be able to instill all this stuff in my mind. I'm still grieving my husband. I call my son 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm having trouble with my homework. I want to quit. my son was like, take a deep breath. You don't want to quit, Mom. My daughter went on a cruise. I had a homework assignment. She calls to check on me. I said, I'm not going back to school. I'm just going to quit. Portia, I am a B+ student. On those assignments that I said I couldn't do, a 98, a 98, a
Shut
88.
up. Get out of here.
My last quiz was 100 out of 100.
Girl, that is so good.
Everything that I said I can't do, I can do. I'm like that
You
little
always in
engine.
Christ who strengthen us. Don't ever forget that.
Yes. You know that little story that the kids read, the little engine. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I know I can. I know I can.
Matter of fact, how old are you? How young are you, Ruby? Let the world know how young you are.
I am 68 years old.
Shut up. I know. Wait a minute. Come on, really. Tell them really how old you are.
I am 68 years old.
That is so beautiful.
I am 68 years old. And I don't care if it takes me until I'm 99. I'm going to continue my education. I'm going to be that old lady behind that wheel. I might not be going too far, but I'm going to at least hold up my driver's license and say, look, I did it. You know, I did it.
That's wonderful. That is really good. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. I'm telling you. And I know there are so many out in the audience of this platform that are saying, well, look, I can't even do that and I'm 60. I can't do that and I'm 50. I can't do that and I'm 40. Represent.
But like you said, we can do all things to God that gives us strength. And this is where my strength is coming from. It's not me. It's not my children. This is God. I have ladies that ask me all the time, how are you so strong? I want to get to that point. It's not me. It's God that's giving me this strength. It's gotta be God, because it's no way me losing my husband that I love with all my heart. It's no way I could do this.
It's only God. It's only God. And like we said earlier, in your scenario is where you lost your husband. But in addition to that, you have the opportunity and you have spoken to the lives of just women, period. Mm-hmm. Not just those who are grieving the loss of their spouse. This message is for women in general. Because many have lost their voice. Many feel like they are hopeless because of the situations that they have had to deal with in life, with family, on their jobs, in the community, in the street, in politics, whatever it is. Many people are losing hope, but with your witness, and what you have overcome, what you have been empowered through, you're a great witness, Ruby. You're a great witness. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying God is just doing a new, wonderful thing in my life. And, I just believe that, I can be a blessing and a witness to a lot of women, to know that just stand up and if it's something that you want to do, go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. Just do it,
Yeah. And then you said it's all about God bringing you through it. And this platform is definitely, we always give God praise. So if this is not one of those atheist, non-talking God, self-righteous platforms, this is one that always will give God praise. We'll always be in a place of worship, because we know it is not us. It is not us. It is God that gives us the strength to be empowered so that we can help other people.
Yes. So, because if it was just me, I would be somewhere underneath my bed hiding somewhere. I would still be stuck in this chair somewhere. So it's got to be God that can get me out of this darkness, out of being stuck, out of being angry.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, we are so grateful to God because he's brought us up out of, and I can relate to
Yes.
you because of the dark place that you were in. I can relate to that so vividly. I can, the memories and the thoughts
Yes.
and all of that, but that is a place that we cannot stay in.
We
And
cannot
thank God, you know, and we don't minimize the fact that you're going to go, people may go through that experience.
Yes.
And there are many things that we have to learn in the midst of those experiences, but it's the enemy's desire that we stay there. And we
Yes.
refuse. We refuse
right.
to stay there.
That's right. Because I have my trigger moments. I have those times where I'm afraid that I'm going to fall backwards again, but I got to stand on God's promise. You know, he
Absolutely.
would never leave me or forsake me. And that's what keeps me going, because I know that he's not going to let me fall back.
Never.
I'm never, Portia, I'm never going backwards. I'm not going back
wait
to
a minute.
that.
World, you
back
hear
to
what
that.
she just said? You hear it?
I'm not going back. I have my trigger moments. I get up and I cry, and I can get back in this
And you
chair,
move forward.
but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm moving forward.
We're moving forward. We are moving
Yeah.
forward. So any woman that have lost your voice, we encourage you to try to find it.
Yes.
And the things that you like to do, the things, number one, the things that you are purposed to do, what you enjoy doing, do that until you're able to move to the next place in your life. But I tell you what, with the message that Ruby brought today, I want you to be encouraged to know that if God did it for Ruby Ann Brooks,
and he can do it. He can do it for you. Trust me.
No, give me a fist bump or something. That's what I'm talking
Thank
about.
you so much. You know, and I used to wonder, I was like, God, why am I going through all this pain? But God is showing me my purpose. He gives you purpose for your pain, Portia. He gives you purpose, and my purpose is to encourage. A lot of people know me on Facebook as Ann Brooks, and I have an encouraging page on there. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I can put out some encouraging message to women, and they say, "Are you for real? Were you there? You mean I can get to where you are? You can in time. You can
in
with
time.
God.
That's good.
In time.
That's a good point.
In time, and with God's help, you can get there. You can.
And may I encourage? Let me encourage the widows. Never allow someone to come and say you should be out of that particular level at that time.
Exactly.
Everyone has a different time to grieve.
Exactly.
For the women who are not widows, or just even men, to the point of know who you are. You have to find who you are, who God made you to be.
That's right.
And be okay with that. Don't look over the fence and think the grass is greener on the other side. Deal with you. Be happy with who God made you. You are very unique. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And you have to believe that. You may go through situations and say, well, where is God in this? He's right there. He said, I'll never leave you.
Never leave you.
Nor forsake you.
All you have to do is just give it to him. See, in the beginning, I wouldn't give it to him. I wouldn't surrender to him. But since I did, I have a renewal faith. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can, you know, I feel like running around now. You know?
See, Dr. Noreen, you see what you have started? You see what you have started?
But, you know, I just want every woman that's watching this to know that it takes time. You know, when you're grieving, no matter what you're grieving, it takes time. It's not overnight. And for me to have my husband in my life for all those years, you know, I'm still going to have my downfall, Portia.
And women, you're going to have those situations in life.
And you know what? And I get back up, and I'll get the crying out, and then I get back up.
Yep.
I
Back up
get
and do it
back
all over
up.
again.
I do it all, like the song says, you fall down, but you get back up. Yes.
One of the things I want you to do before we go is to reiterate some of the things that you plan to do. One was get your license.
Yes, I'm going to get my license. And
What was
since
the
I
other
didn't
one?
said this, everybody's going to be looking at it. So I know I can't go back on that. I also want, because I put on so much weight in my grieving process, that's on the top of my bucket list. I want to shed this weight off, but I want to do it in a healthy way. I want to continue my walking. I want to continue my eating right.
And what was it? It was
weight
something
off.
else though. What was the other thing?
The
with
water
weight?
aerobics.
Yeah.
We talked about that, the water aerobics. I am terrified of the pool because I fell in the pool, having been back in the pool in maybe 10 or 15 years. But I am going to sign up for water aerobics. I am getting in that pool. Yes, I am. And my daughter's going to hold me accountable because she's already doing water aerobics. So
all right,
I will be there with her. And I have so many other things that I'm going to be doing, Portia. Like I said, I'm going to school for ministry. And ministry is just not in the church, because you can be a witness. You can be a witness. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up myself. But it's the experience that's going to lead you to, because it's hard for you to be a witness to something that you have not experienced. But with everything that I've experienced, that's going to make me a great evangelist. You know, that's my next course that I'm on now. And I'm just going to be witness to the world. They're going to be looking at me. See,
like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Witness.
Yes.
Like ministry is not just in the church. It's in the street. It's in the community. It's on your job. Exactly. It's in your HOME, your home.
It's in your
everywhere
home.
You go. There is ministry. So don't ask me.
That's right.
Please don't ask me why, because why? After I ask this question, why are people so hungry for the pulpit in the church? Why? I mean, there are many that are called to it, but if you're not called to the pulpit, hit the street. There are plenty of people that minister to.
Hit the streets. That's right. And when people see me, I want them to see the walk in me. I don't want them to just see the talk in me. And that's where my witness is going to come in. I want them to look at me and say, you know what? I want that same walk that she's walking in. And this is what witnesses, this is what I'm led to do. I'm led to encourage and empower, other women and let them know.
Other women. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I tell you, look, we can go on and on. This right here has been a blessing. It has been a blessing.
Thank you.
Very informative, a great time of sharing and transparency. We're grateful to God for you, Ruby, and your life that you have already committed to God. And we know that you are going to be a wonderful driver.
Yes, I am.
You're going to be a great.
I'll come and visit you.
Say it again.
I said, when I get my license, I'll come down to visit you.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
Portia, thank you so much.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us on today. Thank you so very much for joining me for Good News December 2022.
Yes.
The concept of this platform is the fact that there is so much bad news. There's so much negativity. There are so many people losing hope. There is so much, so many people that are in a dark place. So we decided that we are going to have as many days as possible, a month of sharing nothing but good news. And I'm grateful to God that Ruby came today to share her good news. She shared something good today.
Hope.
There you go.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a blessing within itself.
Yes.
So I ask that you don't forget, go to our YouTube channel and help us to share hope. Hope to the world, hope to families, hope to children, hope to teenagers.
Yes.
And I'm looking for, you know what? That would be a good idea to have a few teenagers to come on, because they have experienced a lot in
Yes.
their
Yes.
lives. So
Yes.
audience, if you know of an individual, whether it's a senior citizen, an adult, of course, a teenager, young adult, or even a child who has a decent presence, that they would be able to articulate what they feel, because we're all about family. We're all about the Facebook family, the YouTube family, but most of all, it's all about good news.
Good
Good
news.
news. Good
Yes.
news. So again, I thank you for joining us today. And we have some information to share in our, well, it's not the chat room, where we post in Facebook about a event coming up in April, with focus on widows. And I don't think it's widows on this one, but it's with widows. And I put the word out for Dr. Noreen Davis, who is sponsoring this event. Check her out. I forgot what she's under on Facebook, but find the name Dr. Noreen Davis, and we will most likely put it in our in the post so that you can get that information. And any widows that may want to go to this event, I think they only have a very few rooms left. So check them out as soon as possible. But to our women in general, just know that you have a voice. Find your voice and use it. Find your voice and use it. Conquer your fears. We're getting ready to end 2022.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
What
And let me
have
tell you
you-
one thing,
Go ahead.
Portia, before you were talking about the event that Dr. Noreen Davis is having, the retreat. Guess who's a speaker?
You.
Guess who will be speaking? The introvert me will be one of the speakers at the retreat.
Won't
Now
he do it?
tell me God won't do it. He is doing it. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I just had to put that out there. Yes,
We're
yes.
grateful. So until we see you again, get ready for some more news. We still have a few more days in the month of December. So we're going to bring you some more good news, and share it. Share it. And then I'm always about this. If you know good news, and we're talking, let me know. But if you know good news and you don't share it, it's on you.
Yes.
Yep, I said it. I said it. So until then, I love you. God bless you. And we will definitely see you again with some more good news. Thanks,
Yes.
Ruby.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Portia. Thank you.